Paying for It is a drama comedy film about Chester Brown. This is an adaptation of his graphic novel Paying for It, a comic memoir about being a John. It's a Canadian cartoonist, Chester. In the late 90s, he wanted to sleep with sex workers to scratch a curiosity because his then girlfriend Sunny basically wanted to have an open relationship. So it was a really weird, awkward sort of situation because they both like each other, live together, but they want to have an open relationship. So she brings home other people she wants to date, and he goes out and sleeps with sex workers, and it obviously bothers her, but she can't really say anything. So I've actually read the graphic novel that this is based off of. I had a phase where I was reading every graphic novel that wasn't a superhero thing because I was reading a lot of DC at the time, and I was like, kind of need to have some balance. So I did some Googling and read like everything, like Blankets, Black Hole. There's this one guy who did one where he was kidnapped. I think the same guy did one where he's in North Korea. And then, so I've read a whole bunch of Eisner winning and just really highly regarded graphic novels, and Paying for It was one of them. Paying for It's really interesting too because it's like a snapshot of the time, because when Chester Brown did it, it was a very different sort of market. Basically, you would find numbers and trades in newspapers and just call on a payphone, because I don't think cell phones were that big yet, and then you basically just show up. So the movie's kind of two parts. There's a lot of Sunny's relationship and her dating multiple people, like one after the other, while he's also having his own sort of misadventure. So he sees this beautiful woman for the first time, and only lasts like 30 seconds. And then he sees two who work together, and then they get raided by the cops, so he can't see her anymore. And then he goes to a brothel and he tries all sorts of different. He also does an out call, which is where the sex worker comes to visit you, which Sunny doesn't like. So I didn't realize this at the time, but the reason why Sunny has so much prevalence in the story as compared to the graphic novels, it was directed by her. She is Suk-Yin Lee. She directed the movie, so it was actually her. That's why they had all this stuff about her being sad at her job and dealing with the fallout of failed relationships while she's still living with Chester. So I was wondering why she had so much prevalence. It's because they're trying to go for a more balanced thing, but the movie is definitely not that funny. This is more of a drama film about a weird topic, and the only funny parts is when Chester's playing cards with his fellow cartoonists at a restaurant, and they just snipe at each other. But other than that, it's an interesting little film based off of a better graphic novel. And Chester also did another follow-up called Mary Wept Over the Feet of Jesus. So it's very niche because it's like a man trying out prostitutes in the late 90s in Toronto, and then he did a graphic novel chronicling all of it, and even ended up being in a long-term relationship with one of them too. So other than that, it was okay. The movie definitely is a little bit slow, even though it's short, but I still enjoyed it because mainly I read the graphic novel first, so maybe you might want to do that first. So I give Paying for It a 7 out of 10.